Hello, Cheap Ari here. Today we're doing an unboxing of the Sonic the Hedgehog Encyclo-Speed-Ia. This actually, I believe, comes from IDW, I believe, is the publisher. However, in purchasing this from Amazon, it comes in a box that identifies Dark Horse. And I don't believe IDW and Dark Horse have any relation besides doing some joint comic book projects together. Now, Sonic the Hedgehog, of course, has a over 30-plus long history, starting in 1991 and actually even an appearance earlier. But I really wanted to purchase this encyclopedia, just to kind of see what is Sega's interpretation of Sonic's history. Now, I'm not sure if this includes everything with Sonic Frontiers. This is at least, I believe, a year old. In terms of this encyclopedia, I purchased this on sale on Amazon, and I believe it runs between 45 to 50% off on usual on Amazon. So it runs about anywhere between $32 to $36 on Amazon. That's when I purchased it. But it looks like the typical retail could go up to $80, according to the box at least. But again, I purchased this for about 32 to 36 bucks. So with that, we're going to do an unboxing and see what this encyclopedia is all about. Now, I will say that I bought the deluxe edition. They do release a standard edition, but the cover of the standard edition is actually quite ugly, in my opinion. And there is, I think, in terms of if you're purchasing the deluxe edition as opposed to the standard edition, it's maybe like 10, 15 bucks if you're purchasing this on sale in terms of the differential. And the deluxe edition just looks so much better. So with that, let's get this out of its box, nice and neatly snug in there. There is the front cover, and look at that. So that is the deluxe edition of the encyclopedia. 30 years of Sonic the Hedgehog, as it identifies on the back. On the front, there appears to be like a almost like a booklet that is kind of encasing a series of images of the Sonic the Hedgehog games, as you can see there. And I'm reading the back of the box, and it identifies that the deluxe edition contains a mosaic cover, a slipcase featuring the gold foil ring treatment, and foil containing two archival gallery prints of Sonic and Dr. Eggman. I guess I'm wrong. This actually is published by Dark Horse Comics, so I was incorrect about that. Dark Horse Comics, or sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted here. Dark Horse Books and Sega present Sonic the Hedgehog Encyclo-Speed-Ia, a must-have volume for any Sonic fan, young or old. Here's the back of it, as you can see there. Okay, so with that, let's get this open. Okay, so we have it open now. There is the inside like slip sheet that was on the back of it. Once again, kind of identifying the art prints and that mosaic slip cover, and then giving you brief pages as to what's inside the Encyclo-Speed-Ia. So that is the kind of sheet. We're going to put that to the side, and we're going to get into the actual mosaic cover. It looks beautiful. You could see Sonic holding the ring on the front, and then his feet, and once again the ring. And it's got a glossy, reflective finish on it on the back. So again, highly recommend that even for a display piece, guys. And I purchased this on Amazon, about 32 to 36 bucks, and for an MSRP of 80 bucks. It looks beautiful to have that in your room. If you have a game room, for example, just to have it just on a table, just even like with a drink next to it to kind of show that you've got your knowledge base. I think it looks really cool. But let's get this open. There we go. And that's pretty cool to see all the pictures of the various games. Not only the 2D games, but all the 3D games from Sonic Adventure to Sonic Mania I see in here. And some of the racing games as well. Pretty awesome to be able to see all that kind of contained there. Yeah, so let's get that pulled out. I think this is the book itself, so it's kind of got this band that you can kind of easily take the book out. And ooh, it's pretty weighty, guys. So there's the inside of where it was, inside this mosaic slipcase. Beautiful slipcase. Okay, so on the back of the book is probably where the prints are. There is the kind of the folder for the prints that are kept inside. There is some damages on this folder, guys. As you can kind of see a little bit, maybe not so much. There are scratches, so that kind of that foil look, that reflective look to it is kind of cut and scratched. So even straight out of the packaging, there's some damages there. And this is pretty. So you don't even need to, even if you want to have this book on like a bookcase and display just this. Look at that print. To be able to just display that like above your game system, or just even in your room, have it just looks awesome to have Eggman and Sonic side by side in that kind of those two prints, kind of that limited edition look to how it's packaged here and how it's displayed. So that is very nice. I do enjoy that. So we're going to get this open. Now I'm going to take a look at the back. Once again, a whole history of different shots of Sonic. It looks like there is some of the advanced games on here as well. They even have Sonic Boom. I guess they don't want necessarily complete. Where am I pointing? Where's Sonic Boom? There we go. Rise of the Lyric. So it looks like they're not completely forgetting about everything that's there, even if Sega wants you to forget the Sonic Boom era of the franchise. So we can get this open. This is written by Ian Flynn, who has been writing the comic books for a very long time. Ian Flynn started out in Archie, then transferred over to its acquisition at IDW, and it's been doing well. Ian Flynn I've met at some of the Comic-Cons, and be able to interact with him. And not only him, but the artists as well. They're very collaborative. They'll sign everything. You'll get prints of things signed by them. Sometimes you don't even necessarily need to pay for it. They'll just kind of keep on signing. They're very informative, and they're just great to be able to interact with. Get this into the next page where you've got your table of contents. There's quite a lot to go over here. You've got the classic 16-bit games. You've got the, what is this? You've got the arcade classics, the Waku Waku Sonic Patrol car. I don't know what that is. Then you've got Sega Sonic Arcade and Sonic the Fighters, which I'm all familiar with. You got plenty of the other Sega Genesis games. On into the Dreamcast level, and then past that, when you're going into GameCube, into PS2, like Shadow the Hedgehog, etc., etc. Then you go into Wii, Sonic and the Secret Sonic and the Secret Rings. You've got Sonic Riders. You've got Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood, which I think was an advanced game. Could be wrong. That's what the Encyclopedia is for. Sonic and the Black Knight, Racing with Sonic and all the Sonic games there. Sonic the Hedgehog 4, which of course was a bit of a, actually it wasn't a bit, it was a complete failure on Sega's part to do nostalgia improperly. Sonic Boom, go into more of the mobile games, goes into Sonic Forces. It doesn't look like it contains anything on Sonic Frontiers, but this is of course predating the release of Sonic Frontiers. So as you start flipping through the pages of the book itself, you'll immediately see that this is more of a picture book amongst the various games in the franchise, rather than being a full contextual history of Sonic in the overall universe. So while you'll get a listing of the games, you'll get pictures of sprites, you'll get some various breakdowns of the characters in the game. It's all kind of sparse with respect to text. You do get some short overviews and story breakdowns for the video games themselves. Of course, the earlier games will have just a short synopsis, whereas the later games that had actual more mythology and story to it will at least be given a full page kind of summarizing what happened in the game. But beyond that, it's not going to give you much information to know who these characters really are and their full histories. There are some nice additions like the foreword from series producer Takashi Iizuka, and also to be able to see appearances and cameos of Sonic in non-Sonic related games, and even to see the mobile games for Sonic. But other than that, there's nothing to show the impact of Sonic in kind of the global scale. There's nothing regarding the Sonic cartoons or the comics or any of the media events that Sega's had for Sonic since the 1990s. There's really nothing outside of the games contained in this encyclopedia. So this is really not an encyclopedia at all, in my opinion. It's just pretty much a listing and pictures of the games themselves. And even when just focusing on the video games, there's nothing really new or surprising or really in depth here. You get to see pictures of some of the levels and the sprites, but beyond that, there's nothing in terms of the lore. You don't get maps of the levels, you don't get some of the behind the scenes. There's just nothing really here to dig into the lore. This is definitely not a Slam Dunk or Sonic Boom. This is more of a nice to have aesthetically to be able to display in your room. But if you're looking to be the Sonic expert, you're not going to get it from this. So if you're okay with that, if you're looking for an aesthetically pleasing book, then purchase it and pick it up. I do recommend purchasing the limited edition or the deluxe edition as opposed to the standard edition, because it's just so much prettier, especially when you know going into it, this is more going to be a pretty book, picture book, than actual wordy historical background. So that does it for me, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.